If your cabinets are overflowing like mine were, I've got the perfect solution. I started with some scrap 1x6 cedar, ripping the boards down to just over 5 inches thick. For the back, I cut a piece of beadboard to size and gave it a fresh coat of white paint so it's easy to wipe clean later. For a little extra style, I grabbed some 1/4-inch metal rods, sanded them down, and gave them a sleek coat of black spray paint. I also used a router to create a clean 1/4-inch edge on my outer boards before sealing everything with a clear polyacrylic finish. Assembly was all about precision. I used corner clamps to hold the frame and painter's tape to mark exactly where my shelves and rods needed to go. I pre-drilled my holes, used plenty of wood glue, and secured the shelves with 1-inch screws. To make it extra sturdy, I added 1x2 support boards at the top and middle. After stapling on the backing, it was time to mount it. I used a stud finder to make sure it was secured directly into the wall studs. Remember, safety first. I moved my pantry staples into clear jars, and now everything is organized, easy to see, and looks beautiful. It added so much character to my home.
I had this messy countertop and I decided to do something about it. So I headed down to my local hardware store and grabbed a 1x5 board. What I wanted to do is measure the board to fit exactly under my cabinet. So I needed to cut 2 of these. And then I went ahead and measured the second board again to the same height to measure it. And then I got to cut another 2 pieces that'll fit the length of my countertop. I'm going to build a box, but I also want to make sure instead of using just nails or screws that I use glue. Wood glue is very important. It is very strong and will hold this box together. Once I get one side on, I'm going to go ahead and do the other. Again, make sure the glue's on there. Get it all lined up at a 90-degree angle and put it together. I'm going to do this also with the same on the other side. Also, I need to put a shelf in the middle, and I'm just going to use brad nails to put those together. I also want to make sure I put some railings on. This little 1/4-inch poplar board is going to be perfect for rails. I'm going to put it on the first shelf and on the second. Once I get that nailed into place, I'm going to put some super glue on the back. That way I can put some little magnets on there. They stick instantly and they hold just perfect. That way it sticks to the side of the fridge and it can be removable. But then I also decided that I want to build a second box, and I'm going to take these little scrap pieces of board and I'm going to go ahead and drill a nice 1-inch hole in there, and then I'm going to cut them out, and I'll show you why in just a little bit. Once I use my saw and cut those out, you're going to get a piece that's going to look pretty good, and it's going to look just like this. I need to cut a couple of these, and I'm going to glue them and put them against the second box. These are going to hold some wood dowels for me. When I put those on, I'm going to go and space them evenly, all 3 of those down the side, and I'm going to do it for the other side. Once I get that all together, it's time to put a railing on, but this one's different. I'm going to put some super glue and take some saw blades right here. I'm going to put the super glue on the top, and the saw blade is going to barely stick over with the cutting edge. Once I get that on there, I'm actually going to turn it around so I don't see the blade and put the railing on 2 of these next to these 2 little brackets. They're going to hold the wood dowels. Once I get these on, it's time to go ahead and stain. I'm going to use a stain that's going to just kind of pop with the cabinets and put these 2 together, these 2 boxes, in an L shape. Once I get this on, it's time to put it in place. Now I can take all the items that I had on my countertop and in drawers and in cabinets and start putting them on here on this dead space. I can go ahead and stack this as much as I want, and it's going to look actually really nice. Sticking those wood dowels, I'm going to put some aluminum foil, some saran wrap, and some paper towels all in place there. Now, watch this. I got this spot, and I can go ahead and cut my paper towels, and then I can also take aluminum foil right against that saw blade. Look at that, a nice clean cut. I think this thing turned out amazing, and decorate it with a little on top, and look at this. It actually turned out perfect. I love it. Helps clean up some space and put it in the back and on the side of the fridge where I didn't have anything in the first place. I hope this inspired you to build your own side fridge storage area.
Take plastic frames purchased from Dollar Tree and remove the paper inserts and the plastic wrap. Take the frames and lay them face up in rows next to each other in a drawer. Place spices on top of them in rows for an organized look. Take a broom handle, wrap it in macrame string. Take gold baskets from Dollar Tree and zip ties. Zip tie and secure the baskets to the broom handle. Take 2 command hooks for brooms and place them on the wall sideways. Pop the broom handle with baskets attached in and allow time for the command hangers to fully stick to the wall. There you have it, 2 cheap ways to create your own easy kitchen storage organization for spices and produce in your home. I hope this inspired you to try either of these DIY organizing projects.
If you are short on kitchen storage space, here's a creative and functional way to increase it by going up. I'm choosing 3 like-minded reclaimed wood boards I have in my stash, setting them down side by side. Underneath the baskets, I'm penciling in another random edged side, which will become the bottom, then cutting the boards to size using a miter saw. Using a sander, I'm giving the fronts, sides, and ends of each board a light sanding. A cedar strip is being measured, then cut to the width of the 3 boards. I'm then using the cut piece to mark where to cut a second, so I end up with 2. The tops and sides of the wood strips are getting painted in coal black by Fusion Mineral Paint, so they coordinate with the baskets. Some cup hooks, also purchased from the dollar store, are being removed from the package, then pushed into some packing foam to create a stable surface. Using a black metal spray paint, the hooks are getting coated from all sides. While I'm waiting for the cup hooks to dry, I'm placing the painted wood strips across the 2 ends of the 3 wood planks, then penciling in 2 screw marks per board. With the wood strips placed on a scrap board, I'm pre-drilling pilot holes in each penciled area so the wood strips won't split when attaching with screws. Positioning the boards into place, I'm inserting short black screws into each hole, then screwing them in using short bursts with the cordless drill until they are just attached. After attaching the combined boards to a wall, I now have better ability to use a level to mount the baskets. I'm positioning the first basket near the bottom, screwing in 1 cup hook on the far right of the basket, then using a level to check for placement of the second cup hook. Now I'm positioning the top basket in place, this time poking hole placements with the hooks, then screwing them in with the guidance of a level. I'm now attaching the last 2 baskets, positioning them based on the space that's left. I found pinning the smaller baskets into place, leveling them, then poking placement holes with the cup hooks even easier. To chime in with the rustic wood theme, I'm choosing 2 stencils called pallet stamps and shipping crate stamps from Funky Junk's Old Sign Stencils that offer authentic pallet markings. I'm positioning each stencil image where desired, then stenciling them using coal black by Fusion Mineral Paint so the images mimic authentic pallet markings. To add interest to the baskets, I'm using a stencil and felt pen to design some paper labels with random numbers. You could also handwrite accurate dates on the labels. Then simply hang up the labels as desired, load up the baskets with your favorite produce, and enjoy your newly enhanced produce storage that is not only super productive, it looks cool too. I love the various sizes of the baskets, so you have the ability to load them up with just the right sized items to suit. And the crate markings on the wood really give this piece an authentic, interesting look, don't you think? This super functional and beautiful storage solution can also be used in a front entry, office, writing station for a kitchen, bathroom, workshop, or even a bedroom. I hope this inspires you to create a produce organizer of your own. Thanks for watching Home Talk, and we'll catch you next time.